Hello, everybody. My name is RoboPirate Foxy, and welcome back. So, today I wanted to talk about something different. I want to talk about the future of Minecraft as a whole, at least from the Mojang side of things. Yes, I know the title and thumbnail are going to be a little clickbaity, but I still want to talk about this. It seems the dev at Mojang have lost a lot of steam for Minecraft over the past few years, which is fine. At this point, most people know about how big a challenge Caves and Cliffs was, or, of course, with the recent game drops, the bigger focus on back end things and redoing a lot of back end stuff. But that's kind of made game drops smaller and smaller, and with the recent Minecraft Live, I can't but feel worried about just how the devs are treating the base game of Minecraft going forward. Before I get into it, I do want to state that it's okay if they are getting burnt out and want to do other things. Most of my personal gripes come from the way the community is handling the change, and not just what Mojang is doing, even though that's what this video is about. So I do want to put this here as a disclaimer. You are allowed to dislike or like the way Mojang is handling things. And the infighting that happens when someone says they don't like something that you might is always the worst. So that itself can make the game harder to enjoy than the actual changes. So I just want to put that there real quick. Just you're allowed to do what you like. Anyway, with this recent Minecraft Live, and just the way Mojang has been handling the base game of Minecraft, and the Minecraft IP as a whole, I think they just really are losing steam, at least when it comes to the base game of Minecraft. Which sucks, and it's completely possible that, in fact, most likely, that this is just temporary. As Minecraft as a brand expands into tons of new stuff, as it has been, and a lot of the devs is probably still cooling down from Caves and Cliffs. But what I don't like is the fact is the game is kind of getting the short end of the stick. At least that's the way it seems. Game drops are getting kind of messy. Now, I already made a whole video on game drops, so if you want a much more in-depth opinion than what I'm going to give, you can go watch that. But what I mean by that is that game drops started out as almost mini updates, at least when they were first sold to us. The Garden Awakens is a good example of this. It was all about one biome, and it was pretty self-contained. I do think there are some issues, like the creaking not being that scary, and just some of the ideas kind of coming out half-baked, but the drop itself is pretty content-rich and self-contained, while still being way, way, way smaller than a regular update. But even going to the game drop after that, Spring to Life is just so empty and discombobulated. It adds a lot less new blocks than the Garden Awakens, and just some variants of some things that already exist, like the cows, pigs, and chickens. Updates to some biome sounds, like in the desert and Badlands, and changes the spawn eggs textures, which is really cool, but none of these really have anything to do with each other. They don't follow the theme, which is what game drops were suggested as, and are really not that impactful to the game in any way, which I feel like is something crucial that updates should do. It really just added more variation for the reason of adding more variation. Next was Soaring to the Skies, which definitely stuck to its theme more, but it was ridiculously tiny, only adding the Happy Ghast. And sure, it's had its purpose, but it also changed leads and saddles a bit, and that's kind of the biggest thing the game drop did. Um, and the focus of the game drop was mostly the Happy Ghast, which is what Soaring to the Skies implies, so that's pretty good. But Happy Ghast are just really not that impactful, and trust me, that's coming from someone who has tried to make a use for them. But again, it is clearly defined, which is a lot better than the last one. And then after that was the Copper Age, which is actually another example of a good one. Because of Trial of Ruins, and also copper just spawning a lot in caves, copper is probably the most abundant mineral, or useful resource, or whatever, in the game. So it lacking tools and things to do with it felt really good that it got added. Though I do feel like it's missing out on giving the same kind of treatment to things like gold, who should also have other decoration blocks, because right now it's just gold blocks and technically gilded blackstone, which you can't even craft. You kind of get that. So I feel like gold needs a lot more stuff too, because iron has like iron bars, iron chains. Copper now has copper bars, copper chains, lanterns, copper torches. I think something like gold, is sorely missed out in that category. Finally, that leads me to the newest drop that's actually out as of me recording. Tiny Takeover will come out the day that this is uploaded, so I won't actually know too much about how it feels. But the last one that's currently added is Mounts of Mayhem, which is probably the smallest drop so far. It adds one new mob, 4 variations to things we already have, being the zombie nautilus, camel husk, parched, which is a desert skeleton, and zombie horse. And then finally, it does add netherite horse armor, which is cool. And of course, the spear, which is the first craftable weapon in a long time. But that's literally it. Literally 7 things. And, the game drop to come next, Tiny Takeover, literally only adds one new thing in the form of golden dandelions. The rest of it is just a texture update and craftable name tags. But that's it. Okay, little butt in here, just because as I was listening back to this, I kind of realized it was like I was just judging the updates based on new things they added, which isn't what I was trying to do. I was trying to illustrate that we aren't getting inventories and inventories of things anymore. Obviously, that doesn't apply to every update, because like Tiny Takeover or like Chase the Skies, which I said right here, was just about the one thing. Tiny Takeover is just about replacing the models. They just added the golden dandelion to keep baby mobs. Or Chase the Skies was literally just about the happy gas. They felt that was enough for a game drop, which is fine. That's the point. That's all it was meant to be. So I'm not exactly trying to say the item count is all that matters. I'm just trying to illustrate that they are not as big as they used to be. Now, before I say anything else, I want to mention again that for most of this time, Mojang devs have been doing major background work on rewriting a lot of Minecraft's older code. Specifically, things like updating to Vulkan, which is basically a software that that connects the game to your hardware and makes the game tell your hardware how it should run and just makes the game run the best. And also completely redoing the Java lighting engine to allow for vibrant visuals on Java too. So with that said, even the ones I like have glaring issues with them, and the updates are majorly tiny and are half-baked on a lot of things. And I know I've spent the last however long basically just giving a description of the current game drops, but Mojang said we would get more content frequently. And while we have gotten a great variety, I don't think we have yet to reach over 2 major updates worth of content in the over 2 years of game drops, which in this time we would have gotten 3 or 4 major updates like me. Now, also, if you were like me while I was writing this, you may be thinking, wait a second. The Garden Awakens came out December 3rd, 2024. How has it been 2 years? Well, the first official game drop was actually December 5th, 2023. It's been over 2 years. Okay, technically, Bats and Pots was retroactively called a game drop. It wasn't actually the first official game drop. The first official game drop was Armored Paws in April of 2024, followed by Bundles of Bravery, and then The Garden Awakens. The reason I left them out in the list above is because when I was writing it, I actually forgot about them. And I was typing from the patch note page in the launcher. Like, I had it in front of me. And that's still how forgetful these game drops were, is that I just completely actually forgot about them. As I mentioned earlier, I already have a video that I went deep into my opinion on game drops. So I will spare you from that here. But I will say that it's just impossible to not talk about game drops when discussing the current situation of Minecraft. Because for the most part, Minecraft updates have always had the same issue, where all updates always had some ideas that were just half-baked, or ideas that almost or did tear the community apart. But with game drops being so small, the issues that are half-baked become so much more glaring, especially because game drops steer away from making major changes that major updates would. So the issues compound and compound till a bunch of new things are just half-baked ideas, and there's nothing that's going to happen about them. But for now, let's get off of game drops, at least for the most part, and on to Minecraft Live. The Live was the final nail in the coffin for me, with why I think the game devs are just starting to lose steam. One, and this is pretty nitpicky, but most of Minecraft Live was not about the base game of Minecraft. According to Mojang's own recap, only 2 major announcements were about the base game. And Tiny Takeover's release date, and the next drop, Chaos Cube, which I'm not going to talk about what's in it because we don't know what's the final thing yet, so I don't want to go into it too much. But there were other things, of course, in the actual live show, like the creators segment and some Minecraft Barket? Jesus. There were some other things in the actual live show, like the creator segments and some Bedrock Marketplace stuff, like Soul Steel, which is something we already knew about. But it was mainly focused on new things like the real world experiences they're doing, and Minecraft World, which is a theme park they're making, which is pretty cool. Which is why I said it was pretty nitpicky. I think it's still pretty important to mention that the event about Minecraft doesn't focus mostly on the game of Minecraft, but things around that are Minecraft related. And I think it shows Mojang's shift away from the base game right now. But like I said, it was all still Minecraft related. Though you may have noticed I forgot to mention one thing. Dungeons 2. This was the main thing for me that really showed Mojang step away from the base game. The trailer ends with one thing, the deep dark portal flickering. This is insane. They are announcing Minecraft's #2 ask, probably #1 ask, honestly, it's equal to the end update, in Dungeons 2. People have been asking for a new dimension in Minecraft for years, and they reveal it in a spin-off. That sealed it for me. Because this is something they've clearly been thinking of since the Deep Dark. The Warden Head portal thing was clearly always Portal. Fortified Deep Slate only exists there, and the Deep Dark is clearly some otherworldly thing. Come on. Now, I will say that even if Mojang releases the new dimension in Dungeons 2 first, it is most likely going to make its way into Minecraft. Almost guaranteed, in fact. And that would definitely be major update size, which is exactly what I want. And hey, this is a stretch, but Mojang could release the update for Minecraft at the same time or before Dungeons 2. I don't think so because Dungeons 2 is supposedly coming out in fall and definitely this year. But hey, Copium is a thing. So, like I said, that's just it for me. The devs are burnt out on base Minecraft. And they are releasing a majorly asked for feature in a spin-off game because that's where they're having fun right now. That's where their interest lies. They're having fun making Dungeons 2. And I didn't even talk about things like the movies that are also adding to Mojang devs and Mojang creatives being pulled away from base Minecraft. So, honestly, what does this even mean? Well, it just means Minecraft is going to get smaller updates, really. I'm not going to stop playing Minecraft. I'm just going to stop updating every update, which I already have. But it really sucks seeing Minecraft have this happen because Minecraft has infinite potential for so much stuff. And to see all the effort of the creators of this game going to different things is just disheartening. I mean, don't get me wrong. The game is still getting stuff, and it's all still free. But this game feels like it's getting the breadcrumbs, while all the other things that, honestly, I can't even experience these other things are getting all the effort put into them. These Minecraft shows are happening on the other side of the country from me when they are in my country, and the Minecraft world is literally an ocean away. At least I can watch the second movie when it comes out, but that is still a year away. And honestly, I haven't even played Dungeons that much, or Legends at all. Maybe I feel this way out of some sort of jealousy. That I can't really enjoy these things that is getting all the effort from Minecraft creatives. But also, I feel like Minecraft shouldn't be compromised just so other things can happen, no matter how cool they are. I don't know. What do you think? Okay, hello. I wanted to pop in here real quick and say thank you so much for watching. I clearly stuck to a script on this one, which was just something a little different than I normally do, because I really wanted to articulate my point here. I feel it's a serious problem with Minecraft, so I wanted to thank you for sticking to the end. And if please like and subscribe, we will be back to normal gameplay videos soon. I just wanted to do what Jeb said at the beginning of the live, and well...
Keep on making yourselves heard, and the future of the game will be better for everyone.
So thank you all so much for watching, and